here now, baby. Right there, that's the world stage over there. Home of Billy Higgins and the Thursday night jam session. My name is Matt Gibson. I am the day-to-day manager of the world stage. I facilitate the jam session. I host the weekend performances. I sweep up the world stage. I wash the toilets. I book the place for virtually no money.
I don't really know of any other place where you can come and fellowship with other musicians of various levels of proficiency and be able to learn and be able to teach and learn, you know, in this environment.
I hate to say the old guys, but the old guys at the world stage, they always swung really hard on the drums, and I wanted to be able to do that. So I used to love coming and just listen to those old guys sit down at the drum set and play.
The world stage came out of really the heart of Billy Higgins. He's such a beloved figure. Everyone in jazz knows him. But Billy Higgins was a man of this community. He lived right around the corner from here. And LA has kind of always been thought of as sort of a backwater jazz place. It's the end of the earth in jazz. New York and the East Coast has always, you know, held the preeminent place in the minds of jazz aficionados. But Billy Higgins was such a renowned and such a sweet guy. He wanted to do something in his own community. He wanted to make it possible for jazz to be taught and for the traditions to be passed on to young musicians. That was his vision, to provide a place where young musicians could rub shoulders with older musicians and pass on the traditions of jazz. He is like a griot of jazz, if you will.
And we're just trying to keep his legacy alive. This art form that is one of America's true art forms, and you know, it's just like kicking it to the curb would be the wrong thing to do. You know, it's America. It's a part of America. The music is a part of America, a great part of America, and we just can't just say, hey, you know, jazz is dead. It's just I just can't go along with that. I can't accept that.
The place has just been vibed up and resonated so much by all the musicians who have played here that people are just drawn to it for reasons they don't even know why they came here.
There's something different here that I don't necessarily get at the other jam sessions. I think mainly it's just the vibe of the other musicians and the guys who have been coming here forever, and that's what I want to imitate. I want to get that feel.
Coming to World Stage since around 1990, 91 when it first opened. They just had such great players that would come and play, players from the community here in Los Angeles. I was learning how to play the saxophone at the time, and I would just come down and listen. You will lose what you don't use, so if you're not practicing, if you're not playing, then you know, you won't be able to keep your chops at that level. This is a place where, you know, you can come and just let it all hang out, you know, and play the real music, you know, and play from the heart and from the soul, and that's what's expected. And if you're not doing that, that's when people look at you funny, even if you make mistakes.
Like Quincy Jones said once, he said, you know, leave your ego at the door. You come to play, you come to try to learn something.
For some reason, when we're at the world stage, everybody's a family. Like, everybody is willing to share, willing to open up, everybody's relaxed, and everybody's themselves. And it's easy to learn in that kind of environment.
If people will open their eyes and show up here, young people, you know, the youth, this is where they need to be. We're all on the same level. You know, it's almost, it's kind of like each one teach one. And that's what, to me, that's what's important about this world stage.
You know, you look for the young people to come that have an interest in the music and you know, encourage them and see what they can contribute, you know, to a particular song, to the situation. That's all wonderful, you know, because the only way the music is going to sustain is if the young people are interested in and are playing it, you know, and you know, it's proliferating. You know, we got a lot of young cats there tonight, you know, cats in their 20s and they're playing up a storm, you know.
People who have come here for a really long time and they know everybody. I mean, if they walk through the door into the world stage, we kind of want to see them play, you know, and also we just have the respect for them too. Like, we know where the tradition came from. They're the people passing the tradition on. They're like the guru masters, and I feel like I'm the apprentice. I gotta be honest, I remember when I first came here, 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't very good. Music is a language, and you learn to speak from listening to other musicians speak. And the reason I come here is because every time I come, I learn something new. Like, I pick up some new vocabulary, and I learn new ways to express myself. And ultimately, that's what everyone here is trying to do. And that's the reason why all musicians play music. About keeping your ears open, you know, like the whole point is to interact with other people. Music is a conversation. Like with jazz, it's even more intense because you're having your conversation, you're saying what you have to say, but then there's other people behind you that are backing you up, that are expounding upon what you say. It's almost like the preacher who's having a sermon and then somebody in that crowd yells out, "Amen!" Like, that's what I do on the drums when the saxophone player does something that needs some accentuation.
You know, I think music is good for the soul, it's good for the mind, it's good for the heart. I know for me, I personally play for my sanity. It allows me to transcend the mundane life problems and situations into the spiritual realm where the music is. And that's what I personally get from it. But I think when you listen to music, you also are able to transcend. And the world needs music. You know, the world needs to listen to more music. And the kind of music like, you know, jazz music or any kind of music, you know. And I just think it's this wonderful blessing from the Creator that, you know, I may take it more seriously than most, but, you know, it's something that's part of the culture, you know, and jazz is very significant in my life.
Still struggling, still doing 4 hours a day of practicing. 4
hours a day?
4 hours a day. Pharaoh Sanders said, when you get through practicing, there's one thing you need to do. I said, what is that? He said, practice some more.
I grew up in a musical family. My father used to play love songs to my mother on the trumpet, a trumpet that Louis Armstrong gave him.
Just a lot of music theory, not just guitar scales, but a lot of music theory, and studied other instruments like saxophone, trumpet, piano, and that's all things that you get here at the world stage. And just hanging around and listening and learning from different cats. So.
I go from the highest to the lows, from the piccolo being the highest of all the whole orchestra, to the baritone sax.
I've been to World Stage since it was, you know, the doors first opened.
Grew up?
I grew up here, yeah.